Hello and welcome back to Football Manager once again. We've now made it to the Dagenham And Redbridge fixture for this episode. Now, as you'll be aware, we did lose due to a atrocious piece of form against Boreham Wood in a game where we really should have done better. We really should have. Annoyingly, today, because of a lot of fitness problems, we've had to reshuffle the team slightly. And we're actually early fixture today, so we're on TV. But we've had to actually force the team to play a new formation. We've got no attacking midfielder because Holman is not fit to play this match. He's only on the bench because that's the reason. Campbell again on the bench as well because Petrovic coming in on the left wing for him. He couldn't play on the attacking left wing. We couldn't have an attacking midfielder and we didn't have any. So at this point, this is the formation we're going to have to go with. So I think everyone else is the same except, Joe Hanks in for Malachi Talent Ayate, or just Malachi as I'm going to call him from now on. Something I mentioned in the last video, I'm not going to be able to pronounce his last name consistently. So for today's game in the team sheets, we have for Dagenham and Redbridge, Sean Rowley in goal with Andrew Aletheru, Danny Kane, Joey Jones, Elliot Johnson, Dean Rance, Mitch Brundle as captain, Angelo Balanta, Thelio Arsgaard, Scott Wilson and Paul McCallum, whilst on the bench, former Chippenham goalkeeper Will Puddy, Jake Goodman, Ryan Bevan, Darren McQueen and Mohamed Sagaf. Whilst for Chippenham Town we have a largely Cisse in goal, right back Luke Cummings, centre backs Olio Dwyer and Pierre-Emmanuel Ekwa-Alimbi, as left back captain Kieran Parcel, with Henry Cohen as right midfield, Alex Petrovic as left midfield and Cameron James sitting in the centre of midfield with Joe Hanks. Up front we have two strikers today, Charlie Ball and Umar Traore, and on the bench we have Michelle Parker, Andrew Burns, Stuart Lewis, Jaden Campbell and Dan Holman. And I'm going to just point the finger and say I expect them to win. Annoyingly, it had no reaction on the players. So let's go straight to the kick-off and just hope that we can do far better today than we did against Boreham Wood, because that was a very poor result on our part. Cisse with a goal kick swings it out to the right of the midfield, but actually goes all the way to Charlie Ball, who's well in behind, but his shot is well saved by Rowley. Corner kick in the first 10 minutes for Chippenham. Ekwa-Alimbi swings it in with his header by Elatheru. And again, the defenders are not doing their job, they're not chasing the ball. This is incredibly frustrating because it's not something that's, old and it's happened all the time. It's just this season they're just not working properly. Johnson now with the ball for Dagenham And Redbridge to McCallum. Balanta back to Johnson again, swings it in, and it's 1-0 Dagenham And Redbridge. Scott Wilson opening the scoring for Dagenham And Redbridge because the defenders are not defending properly. The team as a whole is not defending properly. There is a massive gap on that right side of the field, you can see there, and it's just not working. It's just not coming together. The defenders not communicating well enough. Ekwa-Alimbi leaving Wilson open for that header. Simply put, this team is not performing as they need to. Throw in from Cummings. Terrible throw from him, but thankfully the header away is back to him. James now with the ball, plays it to O'Dwyer. O'Dwyer looking to get a ball all the way now back to Cisse in goal. Over the top, his clearance then comes and Traore heads it on for Charlie Ball, who is in behind and puts it wide of the post. This is frustrating. That's twice now he's been in a position where he really should have been scoring, but isn't. Wilson now for Dagenham And Redbridge gets the ball forward, now plays it to Rance. Rance now looking up to try and find a ball, but only finds Petrovic for Chippenham. Traore now, ball over the top again now for Charlie Ball to chase on to behind. And this time his shot does go in. His first goal of the season. His first goal in quite some time, I actually think, because of the amount of time he spent on the bench last season, not really getting a chance to play with Traore joining the side. And it's a well-worked ball over the top from Traore, well taken by Ball, and admittedly he did have to use the goalpost to help him score, but it did go in. Now, we can hopefully use that goal to push on and get a much better result in this match than we did in the previous game. Throw in again from Cummings, this time a lot better, finds Cohen's. Cohen's now with the ball to the right wing, tries to get across him but it's blocked, now ball in from Cummings, but the header from ball is again off target. This is, admittedly, he scored, I'll grant him that, but he needs to be getting these shots on target and in the back of the net if he wants to stake his claim as a regular striker for us. Goal kick from Cisse only finds Jones, the defender for Dagenham And Redbridge, and then Cohen's ball over the top, again finding the same player, and again finding the same player. Now Arsgaard with it to Brundle, over the top looking for Eleftheru and finds him. Now then, Petrovic looking to get tackling but has to now back away as the ball goes played into the midfield. Rance into Brundle, forward to McCallum, who shoots, and thankfully the ball is put well wide of the post. And it's a goal kick for Chippenham, which we obviously don't get to see. And so far I can tell that there are a few players who are definitely not pulling their weight. And namely, they are players that did not really pull their weight last season. And I'm just going to point a finger and say I'm not happy with them. I'm not. And I'm just going to have to try and get them to actually put themselves in a position where they're actually going to play better. So, first substitution is Kieran Parcel is going to come off for Michelle Parker. We're going to put Ekra Limby out on that left back position. And we're going to make two changes at the same time. So Joe Hanks now coming off for Stuart Lewis to come on for his debut as a central midfielder. And I think that's the best we can really hope to do at this point. Our strikers are working well together. They're getting the ball over the top, they're getting in behind, they're getting the chances, they're just not using the chances. So throw in from Ekra Limby, finds Traore, and now crossing it in for a player that I thought was offside, but Charlie Ball does actually get the goal and sends us 2-1 ahead in this fixture. Now, I believe that's Charlie Ball, there it is. Ball played back by Traore, and he is just about onside thanks to, I believe, this defender here playing him on. And here we go with the actual look for offside. Oh no, it's actually this player playing him onside. I was completely misread that player's position. But either way, it's a goal, and we now lead 2-1, which only actually puts us up 2 places. Because no one drew on the opening day of the season, meaning everyone either has 3 points or 0 points going into this fixture. Eleftheru now for Dagenham, plays it forward to Rance. Rance now running it forward, plays the ball into the box for Wilson, and that's just frustrating as well because he just easily got past the defender. He really shouldn't have had the space he had. Rance should never have been able to play that ball forward. Ekra Limby should have come in to close him down. I mean, look at this. Michelle Parker, in a perfect position to get in the way of the shot, just gets turned way too easily, and largely Cisse should have done a hell of a lot better in goal, stopping that from going in, but what can you do, unfortunately? We only have 1 substitution left we can actually make, and annoyingly, we're going to have to bring off Luke Cummings because he's the only player we have a substitute available for, position-wise, that isn't playing well. So annoyingly, James, Petrovic, Cohen's, they're all going to have to stay on, which isn't ideal, but we'll have to go attack and have to try and get the winning result. And Cohen's now is in poor conditioning, so he won't be able to play next match, which is frustrating. Oh, wrong one. This one. I'm going to demand more for the last 4 minutes of this match, and I think that's it. I think it is 2-2 at this point, and it's frustrating, as I think you can probably tell from my voice, and I'm just going to say I'm not happy with the performance. We had 2 goals from the same 2 players for both teams, Ball and Wilson, both getting 2 each, and honestly, when we scored our second goal, I thought we had a chance to win it, but we didn't. We couldn't hold the lead, we couldn't get off a winning score, and that's interesting that Southend are currently 23rd in the National League, given that they were 2 years ago in the game's season in League 1. So that's quite a long way down. Now then, so I think, given this circumstance of the results we've just had, we'll probably come back for Hartlepool and Eastleigh. That way we can give ourselves enough time to then... Well, actually, no. We'll come back for Kings Lynn Solihull, then we'll come back for FA Cup Maidenhead. I think that'll probably work better under the circumstances. So Kings Lynn, Solihull. So we've got 5 games left to play for this month before we then play Kings Lynn, Solihull Moors. Then we'll go for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games, then 2 more. So, as I say every episode, until next time, I bid thee adieu and goodbye.